Jordan was interested in many things. Quiet kid, but very focused.
He was a funny little kid, real quiet, kind of reserved. He was always very smart. He was a great little kid.
So once he knew what he could do, whether it was in a math class or gym, then you couldn't stop him.
He loved the game. He saw that his brother liked the game also, and when he saw what it was all about, he was hooked.
You know, the normal little brother wants to beat big brother. I also wanted to beat his friends and stuff, so I'm 9 or 10 years old. We have one family computer, and my brother's basically taken ownership of it. I would have to crawl in his room and be out of his sight. As soon as I can hop on the computer, I was like, this is something I can beat him at.
The typical younger brother thing is that you want to keep up with whatever they're doing, whether it's running fast, playing basketball, whatever.
We joined this little roller hockey league. Kids were kind of picking on him a little bit, so I went over to kind of protect him, and he pushed me back, and he goes, I got this. And he went right after him, and that really stood out. Okay, the little kid's tough.
I think video games in general attracted me because you don't have as many physical limitations, and I was always pissed in ice hockey that I was smaller than people, but Counter-Strike just seemed like something where you could be any type of person, and it comes down to how you just play the game.
I homeschooled Jordan for the 12 years he was in school. On his off time, he wanted to play video games. How could I say no when he was doing all his work?
He would sit in his room 10 to 12 hours a day, nonstop.
And when I saw how effortlessly he was improving and growing so fast, I just decided that I was going to go as far as he wanted to go with it.
A lot of the older kids that were playing did not like the fact that they were getting waxed by 9 and 10-year-old players, so his older brother stood by to make sure that things didn't get out of hand, which they did a few times.
I used to go and pick him up from LAN centers because people twice his age were trying to fight him because he just won in a tournament or did something, and he looked like a little goofball.
To know that my family supports me is something I took for granted for a little while because I didn't realize how many people's parents put a negative connotation on them being on the computer.
Once we saw his skill level and the talent that he had, it was just amazing to watch what he could do, stuff I didn't even realize was possible.
I think as a kid, whether it's your parents or your environment, that kind of shapes you in your early years. My mom was always pushing me to just, have confidence. And my dad was always kind of trying to keep my mind balanced and make me know that if you want to be good, you have to work hard. And when I notice I'm most happy is when I'm really in the present. When I'm just focused on the next tournament, when I'm focused on interacting with my fans. I'm still pretty young, and I learn so much every year about myself. When
CS 1.6 started to slow down, the interest was dying between the players and the community. That was a tougher time for Jordan. He had no idea where it was going to go.
I think most gamers, when they go pro, kind of realize that it might be a short-lived thing, and you don't want to hold too much onto the past, like the kid who talks about, dominating high school football and he's 35 years old or something. I still enjoyed playing the game, but it's like, are you going to let your hobby get in the way of having a career? No, but if it could become your career, then I'll pursue it.
This whole scene has changed so quickly. We're fascinated with it. So even as this thing winds down, whenever that will be, I think he'll stay in the esports.
He started playing, and he was able to make this career out of what he loved to do, and just seeing that you're actually able to live a dream is pretty inspiring.
And if you could find fulfillment, my only suggestion is give in to that for as long as it's feasible. And that's the decision I made with Counter-Strike, is as long as I wasn't homeless, I was going to try to play Counter-Strike.